What's up, everybody? Welcome to Camping with Keith Live Edition. Uh, get on there, wood. Sitting here chilling at a new spot. It's pretty nice. It's been real quiet and I had nobody walking through the woods or anything. And I lost my phone today. I had to find that shit. We're gonna talk about panicking. Sitting here, my phone's usually in my cup holder next to me, or it's in my coat pocket, and I go to reach for my phone, it's not in the cup holder, and then I reach for my pocket, and it's not in my pocket. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I start looking, I'm like, I can't find it. I'm like, oh my god, I just lost my phone out here. I had the ringer on, so the only idea I had was to look for it the best I can. And if I can't find it, walk next door to my sister, who I hate. We do not like each other. She's an evil person. The evilest person I've ever met in my life. Sick and twisted bitch. Anyways, I was gonna have to walk over there and hey man, any way you could do me a favor and call my phone? Keep calling it, or come with me back in the woods and call while you're back there with me. And so I'm glad I didn't have to do that route. I got up and went to look, and I seen it. It was sitting right behind my shoulder. I was like, man, I've been walking around here getting wood from all over the place. How in the hell am I gonna be able to find my fucking phone? So I praise God. Sometimes it works small miracles. I lost my glasses out here twice, and now my phone once. But luckily I found. It took about 2 hours to find my phone. It took about maybe, I'd say, an hour and a half to find my glasses the first time I lost them. And the second time I lost them, it took about 45 minutes to find it. It's just a bitch because my lenses, or the frames, look like leaf stems. And there's leaves everywhere. So they're not like the glasses would stand out when it fell. It actually, this tree limb I was yanking out of a tree, and when it fell down, it kicked up my glasses somehow, and it threw my glasses up underneath this log. So I'm glad I even looked underneath that log and seen them. I was like, oh, thank God. Then it's like earlier when I couldn't find my phone, I was like, oh, fuck. Hey, what's up, Kenny? Welcome to Camping with Keith Live Edition. I'm just sitting here chilling by the fire. Decided to go out for the night. It's going to be a little chilly. It's supposed to get down to mid 30s tonight, so it's going to be the coldest day this year so far that I've been out. Or no, because that was a lot colder in January and February than it was now. I think the coldest it's been out here that when I've came out has been like 18 degrees. You got to get a good shelter built. You got to get a lot of firewood. Like I got a shit ton of firewood for the night. I mean, a bunch. I got a couple logs that have already started feeding the fire. I call them all-nighters or feeders. Shit, just sitting here chilling. Decided to go stealth camping earlier, so I'm sitting in my shelter that I set up for the night and just sitting by the fire, just chilling and relaxing. What up, James? Yeah, it was a nice day. The sky was the bluest I've seen in a long time. Then it was like, as soon as that sun started going down, I was like, "Good boy, I gotta get my fire going." This thing will be going all the way till tomorrow morning, and then I'll cook breakfast. Make me some scrambled eggs. I never made breakfast when I was coming out here for the longest time. And then one morning I made scrambled eggs. And it was like, oh shit, that's I'm on. I'll be doing that shit almost every time I go camping. So I always bring like 6 eggs and make them up. Get them all scrambled up. I'm supposed to make hamburger helper tonight. Hopefully I'll get around to doing that. At least the crickets and the shit are still out. Pretty soon it's gonna be too cold for them to be outside, and they'll be hibernate. I don't even know what the hell crickets do in the wintertime. If they hibernate or they just, I don't know. I just know in the wintertime when I'm camping out here, the only thing you hear is the wind blowing through the trees, and it's about the only thing you hear. There ain't no crickets, there ain't no birds, there ain't shit. And then around springtime, everything starts changing. All the birds and everything come back out, and most go south for the winter. But you still hear geese around here, because there's like a flock of geese that hang down here on the river. I like camping in the river. It was a nice spot. If it got too hot, you could walk down and get in the water and play and shit. And man, I've cleared out all the wood in some of these places I go camping. There's just like not that much firewood left in these spots, so I keep moving around from one spot to another. This is a new spot. I've never been here before. Shelter was a little bit of a pain in the ass to set up because it wasn't cooperating. And I only got a little bit of jaggers on me this time. Every time I come out here, I'm getting jaggers come just there's some right there. They just cover me. I'm not paying attention where I'm walking, man. These things stick to you, and Christ, in the summertime and the springtime especially, they're so hard to get off your pants. You'll pull off the jagger and it will leave behind it's like a little pod or some shit, and you can't get it off. So around now, it's nice because you don't have to. You can actually just take your nails and just kind of grind them on your pants, and the jaggers will fall off. But that's my arch nemesis out here is freaking jaggers. I just wish I had my cot and my mattress out here. I sleep in my chair at home like every fucking night. Just it's the most comfortable position for me is just get on my back and just kind of stretch out with the footrest up, and cat sits there and sleeps on my lap. My other cat sleeps on the headrest next to my fucking head. Those are my boys, though. Shit, I love my kitties. I love my kitties. They're needy, extremely needy. I go to other people's houses and their cats, like, you don't see them. If you do see them, they're like super sketchy. And my mom's, I went over there and they had a new cat. I come in and that thing was like low to the ground, like trying. I thought it was trying to come up to me and let me pet it, but it was trying to go around me so it could go down to the basement and hide. But my cats are like the exact. Well, my one black cat that's 17 years old, he's not shy. He just kind of just keeps to himself, or keeps to himself. He's kind of like just super. He's like I said, he's a real lovable cat. Both my buddy, he's 2.5. He's what is it, brown tabby crossed with the bobcat. Dude, the cat's crazy. He's a lover, man. I can't believe like they said something about bobcat being in him. I was like, get the fuck out of here, and it just kind of started making sense because he's bigger than a normal cat. His paws are a lot bigger. His whiskers are freaking hella long. And he's a tank. He probably weighs, I'd say, 2 to 3 times as much as my other cat. My other cat, I'm hoping he hangs in there for a while longer. Just maybe a couple months ago, I had a scare with my 17-year-old cat. He didn't eat his treats one day, and then the next day he didn't eat them, and then it was like the third day I'm like thinking like, why ain't he eating his treats? So I'm like, because him and my other cat are like Oh man, as soon as I get up in the morning, take a piss at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, they're already up. They want their treats and shit. So I just usually get up at that point. But you say the word treats, man, they go crazy. They know what the word treat means. I try to spell it out, and they still are starting to pick up on that. Yeah, those are my dudes. Those are my dudes. Can't have the fire too close to me. Ah, shit. I put my feet up on it, melt the soles of my boots. I had a pair of shoe boots I really liked. I come out here the one time camping. I had my foot real close to the fire. When I went to leave, my one foot felt squishy. I looked and the thread was completely melted off of it. I had to go to the store. It was maybe the day before Easter or some shit. That was the only foot apparel I had. I couldn't even wear them, so I had to go and get some shoes. And then I bought some boots last winter. They're waterproof. They're insulated. They're super fucking comfortable. More comfortable than my shoes. And they are legitimately waterproof because I've walked through creeks and shit with them, and my feet have stayed completely dry. So how's everybody doing tonight? You guys having a good night, a blessed night, staying warm? So what's everybody getting into tonight? Except sitting around watching me jabber on. There's two people in here, only two, man. It's like I start off with a bunch of people, and then they like, if I'm not acting crazy or doing something to catch somebody's interest, like right off the bat, it's like a lot of YouTubers. There's like, I call it like shock entertainment. They're just, I don't know. I've seen some weird people doing weird shit, and they got hundreds of people watching them, and they're live, and they're giving them fucking money and shit. It's like I don't understand how these people like can. There's one dude, Ice Cream Man. You guys want to see somebody crazy? I usually don't talk about other YouTubers and shit, but the Ice Cream Man, if you Google him, or I'm sorry, not Google him, but if you look him up on Face or YouTube, this guy will sit there with a toilet seat around his head with fake shit all around the toilet seat. And he'll just sit there the whole time telling people, you better knock it off. I'm telling you, you're going to make me mad. And it's like, because everybody's putting pig emojis and shit up on his chat. So he gets mad and he's like, I'm telling you, you better stop it. I've had enough. And he just acts so fucking crazy. But he has tons of people that watch his shit. And it's like, I sit there and I can like watch it for a second. And I'm like, what the hell am I even watching? I think my pile of wood's big enough. Usually I have my pile of wood, it'll be up to my chin, and that's usually good enough for getting me through the night. Last thing I want to do is in the middle of the night tonight, when it's 35 degrees, go out looking for firewood. So I got it. I think probably too much firewood, but I'd rather have thumb, it's better to have more than what you need and not need it than not have enough of what you need and have to have it. Or something like that. Oh shit, I want to break it. I just want to beat my stick. So where's all my wood burners at? That's my fans, I call them my wood burners. Where's all my wood burners at? Hell, even my moderators aren't in here tonight. Sons of bitches. I was talking to him earlier about it. See, I told him I was going to be on tonight. My boy will show up like the last 5 minutes of my live. He's probably watching it now. Make some wood to throw on the fire. Yeah, I don't know how long I'll be on here. What up? Yeah, you're gonna have to come out here sometime, even just to hang out for the day. I think the last bus over here you can catch to get out downtown is you probably just like leave on the 7. I don't know. The bus comes over here on the side to head downtown about between 20 after, something like that. So if you ride the bus to 7:20 out of here, you get downtown at 7:45. You can get downtown, ride the 8:20 bus, and it gets you downtown. You'll still be able to go home, but I think the last bus that leaves downtown is 9:40, or I think it's 8:45, and then when they come back at 9:45, they're done. I got stuck back in the day riding the bus. It sucked, man. Bus drivers back then were assholes. I would fall asleep on the bus. For some reason, the hum of the bus, I swear to God, it makes me tired as fuck. Every time I go in there and start riding the bus, I start closing my eyes and shit. It's just, I sleep with a fan on at night, so it's just like a certain like decibel level of noise that seems to be almost soothing. What the fuck I was even talking about? Decibel levels. Dude, I cannot believe I found my fucking phone. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I mean, hell, I'm starting the fires now at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, so I'd even have a fire going for a little while. I mean, it's cool. This spot here is a lot, I think, safer than the last one I was at. There's still a fucking log. Check. Got another log right in front of me. It's on the ground, though. It's not like up in the air. I needed something for a footstool. This place was kind of a pain in the ass to set up the shelter, but I found this giant spool of where they must have used it for some type of wires, probably for telephone lines or some shit. This giant spool I found back here in the woods. I thought it was a shelter, somebody else's shelter, and I kind of walked up to it, and I was like, I wonder how in the hell that even got back here. Like, how did somebody just roll it back here for the fun of it, or I'm wondering if somebody went over next door to where they got this. I think it's a cell phone tower. Somebody fucking stole the spool wire out of there. Hello, it's Emmy. Yeah, I couldn't believe I lost my phone earlier, though. Dude, I've never lost my phone out here. My glasses, I've lost those twice and found them. Dude, you know how much praying I did when I couldn't find my phone? Oh, it doesn't have any wire on it left. It's just an empty. The thing is gigantic. If there was copper wire on that fucking thing, bro, I would already done took that shit off. Like, fuck camping, I'm going after that copper wire. That'd be a lot of money and all that shit if that whole spool was full. I think it's probably like I'd say 4 or 5, probably about 4 or 5 feet tall. Why did I keep saying this shit? Put my phone out for a split second and try to do something with my tobacco pipe. Damn it, yeah. There's enough wire or metal back in here you could get money from, but most of it's buried. I remember when I was living next door, I was dab time. I don't even know how you hit that shit like you do, bro. That's just I can't even clear out your fucking rig. I probably if I smoked dabs and only, I mean, I'd probably get used to it a little bit more than that smoke I got be making me choke like a motherfucker too. This so damn peaceful out here. I'm just glad the crickets and shit are out still. Yeah, 35, and it go down another 5 degrees, and you can actually get snow. We haven't had that yet this year, and that's gonna be coming. Even back in the day when I went to a hippie fest, it was gory at the quarry. It was a Halloween deal. I forget what year it was, but I went out there and it was like 80 some degrees out on Halloween. It's not. I don't know. It's not a harsh. I don't find it harsh or anything like that. It's just it's strong. I got asthma too and COPD, so I got issues with my lungs. Shouldn't even be smoking. Throw my wood on the fire. At least there was a bunch of wood right around me. I like going to these spots where there's just a bunch of wood that I've never been there, and it's just like it's so easy to get all the shit you need. I only had to use the axe a few times today. Sometimes I come out here, I really don't even use the axe. That axe is so damn sharp, bro. Takes chunks out of trees. Need to resharpen my machete before next year. I won't use it too much now since all the weeds are dying off and shit. I don't really. I mean, there's certain places where I could use it to clear out the dead stuff, but like this spot here, it was kind of open, but it wasn't. I had this log had like 3 or 4 saplings growing on it. I don't even know if this damn tree's dead, but it has trees like it's still sprouting leaves, so that means it's still alive. Fell over. Its root system's all up in the air, so it's still getting nutrients somehow. But I tied off to one end. There's a tree, and at the other end of the log, there's another tree. Set it up. So luckily, I got another footrest. Footrest. I'll be sitting at the bus stop. I could probably call my ex, but she ain't gonna be real happy about coming to get me, especially when she's gotta get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go to work, or 3 o'clock, or whatever time she's gotta get up. It's ridiculous. Because she's always like, if you ever need anything, just call. It's like, yeah, I'll call you 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, can you come and get me? That'd be fucking hilarious. See, I don't know. The game warden can't come back here, and the only people that come back here and kick me out are somebody that owns this property. If it's a city, then I've came out here, and I've never once seen a city truck out here or anything like that. I came out here once or twice, and they did have trucks that were parked in front of where I walk into the woods, and they were doing something over at Save a Lot, but I just walked right in. I didn't give a shit. Nobody's ever said a word to me about anything. I have thought about what happens if they decide to develop this property and put houses up and shit like that. I wouldn't even be able to come back here anymore. That seems like what happens to most wooded areas. It's like over time, it's like people just buy it out and level it and develop. But there's so much shit in the ground out here. I don't know if they would. I mean, I don't know how deep these bricks go down. If they're just like on the surface, or if there's shitloads of bricks just buried here, which I'm thinking there is. It'd be hard to put a house on something like that. They would be settling for the next 40 years. I thought about going to different places and shit when I'm on my way here and on my way home. There's a place out off of Faircrest where the bus just does a turnaround where all these dispensaries are. And it's a set of woods, but I don't know how big the woods are. I've been wanting to go there and check it out, but I'm so afraid to go somewhere that I'm not familiar with who owns it, and if there's people coming back there, and if they do, they're gonna freak out if they see me, and or they're gonna call the cops and all that kind of shit. So I worry about going to other places. I keep trying to freshen things up by going to new spots out here, but these woods are only so big. I thought they were a lot bigger, but they're not. They're a lot smaller than what I thought they were. This spot I think is by my original spot, but I'm not for sure. I was trying to look through the weeds and the bushes and shit and see if I could see something that I recognize, and I don't see shit. Hell, I lost a bunch of shit today. I first got here, I walked back in the woods. I put all my shit down for a minute, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna walk over here and check this spot out. And then I walked over another spot, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna set up here for sure. And I turn around, I can't even see my shit I set down, my backpack or anything. So I'm like, damn it. So I'm like, I know I'll find it. I just have to go back to a spot where I'm familiar with, and then go head in the direction that I originally came in to look for a new spot. But then I went to this one spot I had been to a couple times, and then I walked over and I finally found my shit. But that's the second time where I've set my gear down and then walked off for a second to look for something. And then when I first came out here, it was like a second maybe or third time I come out here, and I was trying to like look for new places to camp, and I set my backpack down. I think I had my site already set up, and I don't know what that, I think did have all my shit. I was trying to think if I had all myself set up and I was just out looking for wood or what it was, but I'm pretty sure I didn't even have anything set up yet. But I just calmed down a little bit, especially if my shit's out in the woods, because I know I'll find it. I just gotta scour the area. But me finding my phone, bro, I know I've brought it up a couple of times now, or maybe more than that. But that was, dude, that's one thing that triggers a panic attack in me. There's nothing else that I'm trying to think is maybe if my glasses, if I can't find my glasses, that's another thing that kind of got me a little while riled up. But man, when I cannot find my phone, I panic. That's so sad that like we've become so like glued to the hip with our fucking cell phones that we panic if we can't find one. I remember back in the day when I didn't even have a cell phone. When cell phones are just kind of like starting out. I knew people that had the track phones and shit. They're like, just get a track phone, bro. They're cheap. And I don't want a track phone. Even though when I turn my phone on, it says track phone. It's a Samsung. I bought it from a cell phone store. I don't know why it says track phone, especially when it's What is it? Is it Verizon? I don't know. It's part of Verizon now. I didn't get no better service when Verizon bought out the company or did what. But so yeah, if I turn my phone on, I see track phone, then I see Verizon and Samsung and all kinds of bullshit. I don't think I can get in trouble for sitting out here with underneath a tarp because it's not a tent. I'm not camping. I'm just sitting underneath the tarp in case it rains, and I got wood. I like during the day, if I didn't have the fire going, I wouldn't get in trouble for just having a stack of wood. But at night, they could, give me shit about having a fire going for sure. A lot of those. Well, it's a game warden can't come back here, so that's. I mean, the only people that could come back here would be a cop. If I think there'd have to be a crime committed for the cops really come back here walking around in the woods. Get good luck finding me. Yeah, good luck finding me. That fire feels so damn good. I'm just glad I brought cardboard for my ass. That's one thing I've learned camping out here is if you get cardboard, put it down. It's a really good insulator. You put it down on your seat. I got 8 pizzas like the night or two ago, and the box, the DiGiorno boxes are pretty big, and you just cut open the one side and you rip it open long ways, and then you got a big old thing that you can put your butt on and sit in the seat. Yeah, if you're still there, if you want to come out here sometime, it's better to be in the spring and the summer to come out here, unless you can dress properly. I got my winter boots on right now. They're waterproof and insulated, and I got my winter coat on. I brought my hat and my gloves too. Shit, I should have brought two hoodies with me, and besides the one, because usually I will put a hoodie on underneath this just to be extra warm. I got a pile of wood that's as tall as me. I got a second pile behind me. My medium stuff pile. Oh, shit. Gotta burn up my medium stuff first, and then I can move to burning up all the big stuff. I still save a little bit of my bad about the fangers. I just try to save a little bit of the medium stuff that way. If I'm cooking or something, I want to draw drag the coals out of the fire towards me, and then just cook like that, or put it right on top of the fire. Just gotta watch because if like you're using butter for your eggs or anything like that, you can't put it on the fire directly usually because it'll burn your butter. Scrambled eggs are so easy to make out here. Yeah, I need to start doing some crazy shit to get my channel popping. They give me 1,000 subscribers every time I go live and shit, but I'm just normal everyday Keith. I like to come out here and chill by the fire. Don't hear my fucking neighbors. God, they slept till 4 or 5 o'clock yesterday, and then they get up and it's like their day starts at then. It's like that's nice. I'm gonna be going to bed here in about 6, 7 hours, and I know these fools are gonna keep me up. And so I heard them leave, and like, oh, here's my key. I can just try to lay down because if I can lay down and fall asleep, a lot of times when they come, I don't hear them. But if I do get woke up, I can't get back to sleep. That's when I turn my stereo and shit on. I know between how the walls are, how thin they are, that's just got to be loud as fuck to them upstairs, especially when playing games like Doom, Dark Ages, or any high paced. or hectic game, like blistering speed as far as weapons and explosions and shit. My neighbors, they gotta love me. They never once complained to me about my shit being up loud, but I just want them to because I'm like, look, you guys weren't keeping me up at night. I wouldn't have to turn my fucking stereo on at 2:30 in the morning. Because when I used to turn my shit off at 10, I would game from 10 to 10 in those hours, 10 in the morning till 10 at night when I didn't have neighbors. And then I had them drunks fucking move in. They were all, see, that's what I mean. They were always complaining about my shit. First night they moved in, them some bitches, man, I was sitting there in my apartment laying down and sleeping, dead asleep at 2:30 in the morning, and I hear the downstairs door of the common area just slam shut, and I hear giggling and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I sit up and I'm like sitting there, and my cat like is freaking out. He's like, because my cat knows noises, and that there was he's used to nobody being there, and like they go inside, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I said, well, maybe they work at midnights or afternoons or some shit. No, they're up there. I could tell they were getting drunk and being idiots and dropping shit, being loud as fuck. And I said, screw it. So I started playing. I think it was playing Mario Wonder, and I heard them yelling upstairs. Yeah, you better turn that shit down. This is my house now. I run this bitch. You're gonna be on my rules, my time. And then you hear them giggle and shit. Then it's like, oh, you don't want to come up? Why? Cause you a bitch? And I was like, oh, you motherfuckers. And that's when I yelled, fuck you. It's like fucking. It was like 2 days later. I'm sitting there knocking on the doors, like, hey man, I don't know what's going on with y'all, but they would drink 24 hours a day. They would sit there and just start. I mean, at 5 o'clock in the morning, they would both be. There's two people that were living above me. 5 o'clock in the morning, they would be super excited because the drive-thru opens at 6, and they go get their booze and shit. So they'd be like, it's trying to think of. Well, shit. Since there ain't nobody in here, I'm just here talking to myself. Talking to myself. Talking to myself. This one dude I met on, I think he was in my last live. He subscribed to my channel. I put my head shit. Just cracks me up. There's a lot of people that are just kind of like me that are just out doing this kind of shit. When I got into doing this, I didn't think there was that many people doing this kind of stuff. The stealth camping shit. I watched, it was like two people, Tent Survival and Steve Wallace. That dude he was awesome as far as a YouTube, not celebrity. It's just his skill and camping and the most fucked up situations, and he just, I don't know, he always had a cot or they call it a hammock. I tried to do the hammock deal out here, and I had an issue. I think if I got a different type of hammock, because there are different ones out there. The one I got was it made me feel like I was sleeping in a taco. When I went to lay down on my back, I thought, oh, I'm going to be in heaven. I sleep at home on my back in my chair. There's somebody shooting guns. I forget what the fuck I was even talking about. Oh well. I was sidetracked by hearing gunfire. I forgot that you're allowed to shoot guns out in this area. Damn. No fireworks. I haven't made no fireworks in probably a month and a half, probably about 2 months. So I got to go out to the fireworks store and get my supplies so I can make some boom booms. I was so used to coming out here and lighting off at least 3 M80s when I was out here. Little boom booms that boom blow your fucking fingers off. You still there, Ryan? Or a dig sheet? Yeah, nobody's in here. Yeah. Boom shabaka baka boom. Boom shalaka laka boom. Well, I think I'm gonna get off this live and chillax for the night. It's a beautiful, beautiful night. Beautiful night. You get these bright ass lights, man. Imagine if somebody could see in the woods, they'd see my lights on. Both of them are bright. So I'm gonna get off here, everybody. If you came by for my live, I want to say thanks. If you subscribe to my channel, I appreciate it. They're moving. Whoever's shooting is moving because they started off down that direction. Now they're over here shooting. So maybe they're in a car being idiots. So I will catch you guys on the flip side. You guys have a blessed night. Stay safe. And spend time with loved ones, your friends, and family because life is too short. You don't want to die and be on your deathbed with living with regrets. So get out there and grab life by the horns and see where it takes you. I never thought at 51 years old I'd be able to do what I'm doing now, but I'm becoming more fit. I went to my doctors. It was after 6 months. Yeah, 6 months of not seeing them. I went from 256 down to 224. So I've lost 31 or 32 pounds, I think it is. I get down about a 180 to maybe 190 or something. I'd be happy with that. It's a lot easier on your joints and shit when you aren't real overweight because being overweight just puts a lot of stress on muscles and things you normally wouldn't even think that would bother you. But I'm gonna get off here and I will see you guys later. And like I say, you guys have a blessed night and stay safe, everybody. Peace.